It is time to talk some football. The NFL season 2 weeks through. I feel like this is a good time to assess the teams off the eye test. I'm not going to be giving any statistics here. I'm going to go straight off of what I've seen while watching the games. Let's just start with that. But I am Anthony Morello, host, owner, Morello Sports. You know the drill. 238 subscribers, I think, at this point. Let's get to 300, 1,000. I don't want to go crazy right now. I have not posted much. Got a new job, been a lot. So, yeah, I don't know what else to say. But I'll get straight into this. I guess I'll start with the AFC East. I'll go straight here, and I do have my iPad here. The only thing I'm looking at is standings, just so that I have the placement of the teams on their respective divisions. The Buffalo Bills being 2-0, there's no surprise. Josh Allen at quarterback, even though he did whatever to his nose on Sunday, doesn't seem like it's going to go crazy. He's going to wear a visor. Shakir hasn't done much on the offense. It's been Coleman who has had two lucky touchdowns so far this season. Kincaid's getting involved in the offense, but really I can't say leader because Josh Allen's on the team, but really the guy in this offense that's stepping up is James Cook, who had an amazing game on Sunday for the Buffalo Bills. And then next we got my New England Patriots at 1-1. Drake May looks legit. I think that's the best way to put it. May's second year, and we're going to see a lot. And this is a lot different for this situation because I want to talk about how second-year quarterbacks, the sophomore slumps. You see C.J. Stroud, and I'm going to get to Jaden Daniels later. But it's different because Drake May only played like half the season last year. He didn't play the whole year. Daniels and Stroud did play their full rookie seasons. But the Patriots, they looked all right, both games. Nothing perfect. There's always going to be flaws. May was not great the first game. They're not using Henderson. They drafted him in the second round. They're really not using him. But the reason being is because he's not a great pass blocker. Out of college, there was a lot of tape saying how great of a pass blocker he was. Then he gets to the NFL, and he can't do it for crap. So you're going to lose touches that way and snaps. And Ramondre Stevenson had over 130 yards the other day. So Stevenson's the RB1. I can't complain. I mean, for a fantasy perspective, I did draft Henderson in like the fourth round, and hey, not doing anything. But as a Patriots fan, as long as one guy's producing, it's all right. The defense is the defense. The Patriots always had a great defense under Bill Belichick. They lost Bill Belichick, had one of the worst defenses last year. And then, it's just a work in progress. The defensive coordinator is also out right now. He's sick or something. So it's going to take some time. Allowing whatever they allowed to the Dolphins, I think it was like 27 or something. Again, I'm not really going off of statistics and scores, only the standings. They'll shape up eventually. We got a game against the Steelers this week. That's going to be a good test because Rodgers had a good first game and then the second game was kind of crap. The New York Jets, like always, they're horrible and just they have nothing going for them. Justin Fields had a decent first game, showed promise, but then laid a dud the last game. And now he's out with a concussion. Tyrod Taylor's going to start, so the Jets are going to be 0-3. The defense is the defense. They only really have Sauce Gardner. The rest of the defense is just absolutely horrible. They let teams run all over them. So, New York Jets, the New York Jets. Simple as that. Miami Dolphins. Tua Tagovailoa just has to do something other than turn the ball over because that seems like all he can do. The only guy in this offense that's doing anything is Devon Achane. Tyreek Hill just doesn't seem like he's doing just nothing productive. Jalen Waddle came into camp fat and he looks all right, but nothing crazy. The Dolphins are just going to be a bottom feeder this year. They really have nothing going for them. I think they were last on the ESPN Power Rankings, and it's for good reason, because they seriously have no identity to their team. Like, what is it? It used to be, they were the fastest team in the league. A-Chain came up. They have Tyreek Hill running streak routes all over the field. But now, if your quarterback can't throw the ball, it doesn't mean nothing there. So, they have nothing going. So, they're going to be down in the standings. The Patriots might be on their way to a second-place finish because I doubt they're going to catch the Bills. But AFC East, the Bills are going to win this division. Let's be honest. The Bills are going to go something like 14-3. Patriots, with the easy schedule, should go something like 9-8. The Cincinnati Bengals. This is now the AFC North. Interesting team again because Joe Burrow's now out with turf toe for 3 months. Chase Brown really hasn't got going on offense, but Jamar Chase had 13 targets the other day. So Seems like he's going to be in this offense, but again, Joe Burrow's out, so who knows. And it's funny because this is their first 2-0 start in a little bit, so you lose your starting quarterback and one of the best in the league, and it's not a great recipe for success, but maybe they'll get a guy like Jameis Winston because they got to get the ball out because they have no identity on defense, and they need this offense to score points in order for them to really win games because their whole mindset this year was, we signed Trey Hendrickson, but if I can't outscore the defense, or I can't outscore the other team's offense, we're not going to win. Because, and yeah, that might sound self-explanatory, but their defense is so bad they have to outscore. So this offense got to be putting up 35 points a game. They just have to outscore the other offense and just hope the defense can do something. The Baltimore Ravens are the Baltimore Ravens. They'll be fine. They're going to finish something crazy, and they'll probably be first place over these Bengals at the end of the season. Lamar Jackson. Derrick Henry laid a dud the other day, but actually just traded for him in fantasy. You know me, like to buy low because that's how I like to do it. Defense is all right. They'll have 40 points to the Bills, but they're 41 points to the Bills. But the Bills are the Bills. A loss. I actually forgot who they played this week for a second. It was Cleveland. That's right. They were able to stop Derrick Henry. The Browns I'm talking about. So. Good for them, but they also lost by a crap ton of points, so who cares? Pittsburgh Steelers, Aaron Rodgers had a great first game, 4 touchdowns against the New York Jets, but I think there was a little more oomph in that game and really propelled him to success because he led, not a dud, but he wasn't anything special on Sunday. The Steelers are one of those teams that's like they just have a decent team, but you just don't believe in them when it matters. Like, it's been like that for a lot of Mike Tomlin's tenure with the Steelers. They always get a winning record. They always have a winning team, winning players. They got DK Metcalf in the offseason. They also got Jalen Ramsey. So both sides of the ball, they have some improvements there. They traded away Minka Fitzpatrick. But, yeah, they got Jalen Ramsey, and Jalen Ramsey's now filling in at safety. Also, Joey Porter at corner. T.J. Watt, who's done absolutely nothing. So the defense should never be a problem for a team like them because, yes, they do have an identity. But allowing whatever they allowed to the Jets, I think it was 32. It's the New York Jets. It's the first game of Justin Fields. And, I mean, people were believing in him because Steelers' defense is legit. It's not too bad at all. Going on to the Cleveland Browns, 0-2, just absolutely horrible. I mean, what are they doing? You have Joe Flacco at quarterback. Shedeur Sanders just there sitting on the bench, and they just have nothing. Dylan Gabriel's not going to do anything in this league, let's be honest. They have a running back who didn't sign until 3 days before the season, whatever it was. It might have been during the season. I don't even know when he signed. I know he played his first game. I'm talking about Quinshon Judkins here. Jerome Ford, Dylan Sampson, they have nothing on offense. Jerry Jeudy's just trying to find his footing. He'll be asking for a trade request soon. And really, their defense is, they have names. They got Denzel Ward, they got Martin Emerson, they got Grant Delpit, they got Myles Garrett. And I could probably name a few more names. I was just going off the top of my head. They don't have that bad of a defense, but when you allow 41 points to the Baltimore Ravens, but yeah, it was just to be expected because it's Baltimore Ravens. I mean, yeah, you kind of just stink. And my dog's going crazy in the background if you hear anything. And here we go to the most surprising team I would have never thought. Indianapolis Colts, 2-0 and haven't punted yet. Daniel Jones. I mean, when we were hearing that Daniel Jones was going to play over Anthony Richardson, it was kind of like, what the hell is this team doing? Because it's Daniel Jones. He did nothing with the Giants, then he went to the Vikings or whatever, did nothing there, and then goes to the Colts and wins a quarterback battle against Anthony Richardson, who was supposed to be their franchise quarterback. That's who they drafted him very high, and they give up on him already, but maybe it's for good reason, because Daniel Jones actually might have been looking really good during the preseason. And if you look good, you look good. I mean, there's no problems with that. Daniel Jones has been great. The defense is playing fine. Daniel Jones getting the ball out. They got rookie tight end Tyler Warren, who's been his favorite pass catcher. They have Michael Pittman, who I've always thought was the most overrated wide receiver one in the league, but he's doing a decent job to start the year. If Daniel Jones can stay consistent, this team can definitely win this division. This division sucks. I mean, the next team we're going to go over is the Jacksonville Jaguars and the Houston Texans and then the Titans. I mean, that's probably the worst division in football right there. The Indianapolis Colts, let's see if they can keep it up. It's like this year's, or last year's Vikings, same thing. Because I thought Sam Darnold was going to stink, but that team. But it seems like every year it's just a quarterback revival. It seems like every year since like 2021 there's one. You had Geno, then Baker, Darnold, and yeah, maybe Daniel Jones. I mean, Giants fans are definitely not going to like that. Jacksonville Jaguars, you got at some point you just got to realize that Trevor Lawrence is a bust. I mean, he does nothing for this team. They trade away Tank Bigsby to the Eagles. Travis Etienne, their running back one, played fine the first game, followed up with a great second game, over 5 yards a carry. They have their rookie Tootin. I forgot his first name, or I can't pronounce it, so I'm not going to even say it. It's really the interesting thing about the Jaguars is Travis Hunter, how they use him, because it's a wide receiver corner, the balance that they're going to have with him, very interesting, because you don't want him playing that many snaps. You don't want him playing, every snap on offense, every snap on defense, because football is football. It's a tough sport. You can't do that. It's impossible. It's just impossible. I mean, there's a reason why there's only one two-way player in baseball in Shohei Ohtani. There's people that have tried it, and you can't do it, because there's so much. It's such a toll on your body. It's just crazy. But the Jaguars got to get Brian Thomas right. I don't know what the hell's going on with him, but he's been absolutely terrible, doing nothing on the team. His footwork's terrible, and if they don't get him going, he's drafted in the first round in most fantasy leagues for a reason, because he was very productive in his rookie year. But haven't got him footing. 1-1. I guess I will go off scores. Winning against the Panthers. I mean, it's the Panthers, and there's no surprise there. They're losing a close game in Cincinnati, which Joe Burrow played half the game. Playing Houston, I think that's going to be a good game to really see where they're at, because Houston, who I will be going on to talk to about next. I watched the game Monday. I'm trying to get back on the standings real quick. I watched the game Monday between whoever the Texans played. Totally forgot already. It wasn't the Raiders. The Buccaneers. There it is. Nico Collins gets one catch in the first half and then doesn't get targeted again. And I want to talk about the sophomore slumps, because C.J. Stroud is totally... And his sophomore slump was last year, just to clarify. His rookie year was 2 years ago. But it's very disappointing to see C.J. Stroud just not being able to do anything, really. He looks nothing like his rookie self. Nothing. He doesn't look good at all. I don't know what happened. And it's not because Joe Mixon's hurt at all, because Nick Chubb's doing a fine job filling in with Woody Marks. Defense, you got Derek Stingley, corner, Will Anderson. You got some cornerstones there. It's not like they have a bad defense either. It's just C.J. Stroud got to get the hell together. That's all. That's it. And then the Tennessee Titans. It's a rebuilding year. It's Cam Ward. He's a number one pick, and they really don't have much going for them. The defense is actually surprisingly playing okay, in my opinion. I want to just get the scores real quick. Not really, but I don't think the defense has been that bad. To the eye test, it hasn't been that bad. Just got to get Cam Ward going. That's all. That's all. It's his first year. Calvin Ridley's not, a wide receiver one, wide receiver one. I mean, it's Tony Pollard's nothing. He's not really given the good cards to work with. So be patient on Cam Ward. He's a good talent. I know. AFC West, that was the AFC South, by the way. AFC West, the Los Angeles Chargers. I mean, ever since Justin Herbert started going out with Madison Beer, he's looked great. And I'm not surprised. You bring back Keenan Allen, he's looking like his prime self over here. Ladd McConkey in the slot. Your running back room has not been doing crap, but if Justin Herbert wants to throw the ball, Justin Herbert wants to throw the ball because he can sling the ball. Not a problem at all. Offense is clicking. Getting Omarion Hampton working, though, because we saw what he can do in college. Getting him working is going to be very crucial for this team's success down the road, because it's only 2 weeks through. Solid offense. It's again one of those teams. Yeah, they have Derwin James and guys like that on defense, but it's one of those teams that just going to get a lot of shootouts and play good football on the offensive end and hope to stop the defense. Las Vegas Raiders, Ashton Jennings looked absolutely horrible so far, and I think the reason being is the offensive line is just nothing. The offensive line's terrible. Geno Smith hasn't done anything. He was slinging the ball, and he threw 3 interceptions, almost had a 4th the other day. The defense is nothing. I mean, if Eric Stokes is your corner one, I mean, what do you expect? That's just asking to lose. They did beat my Patriots, though, so I really can't talk that much. Brock Bowers, hopefully he's healthy, because he was hurt on the injury report last week. Probably going to be again this week. Didn't look that great on Monday, but he's one of those teams. Denver Broncos. Bo Nix. Look fine. He looked fine. I don't think he's going to go through a sophomore slump like a lot of these guys go through. I think the Broncos is one of those teams that are just going to stay afloat all year, be solid. They have the best corner in football, and Patrick Surtain II. They signed Nick Benito for a reason. Troy Franklin looks fine with the wide receiver core, and Cortland Sutton just has to get the receptions up. I think R.J. Harvey, though, is going to have a big role going forward, though, as a season. But it's just going to be one of those teams that go 9-8. 9-8. Might sneak in the playoffs. Just going to stay afloat the whole year. And I don't think I gave a prediction for the AFC South. I do. Actually, I think I did. The Colts will win that division, in my opinion. And then lastly, we have the Kansas City Chiefs at 0-2. Wow, I haven't said that in a while. They're not a threat anymore. This is it. This is it for them. That's it. They have nothing great besides Patty Mahomes, but there's nothing on that offense that scares teams anymore. You're really going to be scared of a plus 30 Travis Kelce? No. It's just not what teams are looking at anymore. And for real, that defense is nothing either. It's, again, one of those teams that are going to have to just outscore you. And Mahomes will be able to do that because it's Mahomes. They also has the refs on his side every time. The Chiefs play the Giants this week. I doubt this Chiefs team's going to be 0-3. So maybe they're going to have a get-right game against the Giants and then, just hope to stay afloat the rest of the year. Chargers will win that division, in my opinion, though. Chiefs are nothing anymore. National Football Conference. Philadelphia Eagles will win this division. I'll call that really quickly. Super Bowl champions. There's no hangover so far. Barkley's look great. Hurts looks great. That receiving game hasn't been getting the ball, but they've won both games. It's all right. It's not a problem. I think they're really emphasizing, Hurts with the QB scrambles and all that crap, and just Saquon Barkley on the ground. That's what they've been doing. That's what they've been relying on. Teams are really focusing on A.J. Brown and Devontae Smith. They also have Jahan Dotson who caught a long pass in week 1. But Saquon Barkley's on that team. They have the best offensive line in football. They have Jordan Mailata, Landon Dickerson, and Lane Johnson and the same offensive line. No wonder that tush-push works because, that's a hell of an offensive line. I mean, seriously. That's a hell of an offensive line right there. Washington Commanders. Jaden Daniels, sophomore slump. I don't see it. I don't think he's looked great this year so far. And he's also hurt now. Just nothing special. Another team is just going to stay afloat this year. They're not going to be anything crazy this year. They're going to be overshadowed by the Eagles the whole freaking year. And they're not going to do anything. It's just my opinion. The Dallas Cowboys, losing Michael Parsons was going to kill them. We all knew that. But again, now, especially, this is one of those teams that are just going to have to outscore the other team's offense. Again, it's a lot of teams like this in the National Football League. And when you pay Dak Prescott $60 million a year and you pay CeeDee Lamb $40+ million a year, that's just how it's going to be. Because on your defensive line, you have Mozzie Smith, DeMarvion Overshown, and 37-year-old probably Dante Fowler Jr. And Kenny Clark, who they just got in the trade. They do got the draft picks, though, so shout out Cowboys fans. Maybe he gets a few good players in the next few years. Key to this team, get the ball CeeDee Lamb. That's really it. They have CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. Those are their two weapons right there. Javonte Williams look great out the gate. This offense, nothing stopping them, in my opinion. I think it's one of the better offenses in the league, obviously. And CeeDee Lamb is a great wide receiver. He's a premier X-target in this league. The New York Football Giants will be 0-3 this weekend. I'll start with that. Played a decent game. Russell Wilson, it seems like you start off absolutely horrible the first game, and then you're looking like prime Seattle Wilson on Sunday. I mean, I don't know. But it is important to get the ball to Malik Neighbors, Wan'Dale Robinson as well. But Malik Neighbors, especially being that X-target, he's definitely going to ascend to a top 5 receiver within the next 2-3 years because he's an amazing player. Just down the field, Wilson basically just just throw it up and pray he catches it, and 2 out of the 3 times it worked. I think that last interception, I think he was targeted as well. But the Giants, they have a good front seven. It's just, there's such a hard schedule this year to the point where it's kind of just like, let's just get Jackson Dart. But it really is weird for them, though, because if Russell Wilson keeps playing well, how do you bench him? Like, you might as well just trade him at that point. There's no point in just keeping the guy on the team if the team's 0-7. Maybe he'll go to the Bengals. Who knows? But too hard of a schedule. They're gonna be bottom feeders the whole year. NFC North, the Green Bay Packers. Got Michael Parsons. I think they're coming out of the NFC this year. I think it's gonna be Eagles Packers in the NFC Championship, but somehow I think the Packers are gonna pull it out. Hell of a team on both ends. Simple as that. Just such a balanced team. They have a great offense and a great defense. And Jordan Love keeps playing and there's a reason why he got paid that money. If he plays like the money that he deserved, nothing's stopping this team. They just need to find a true wide receiver one. That's really all, because they have so many different options. They have Golden, Dubs, Jaden Reed's out, but Jaden Reed, not Jaden Reeds. Excuse me. Hell of a team. Michael Parsons on that of the Rams. Xavier McKinney. That's a great defense as well. A lot of other guys I'm not even going to mention. Rashawn Gary. I mean, you can keep going, but great team right there. Minnesota Vikings, J.J. McCarthy's absolutely terrible. I mean, he looked terrible besides that one quarter. He looked so just jitters in the pocket. The only bright spot on that team is Justin Jefferson. Let's just put it like that. 1-1, not surprised. Troy Lions had a horrible first game, and then the second game they really stepped it up, scored 50+. Losing Ben Johnson, you know, was going to be crazy. I knew it was going to, change the team a little bit, but that's to be expected. But it only took them one game to really revamp. They're doing the same thing they did last year. They're getting the ball out. Jameson Williams getting his 57-yard touchdowns. Excuse me. Monroe St. Brown had 3 touchdowns the other day. Defense is decent, led by Aiden Hutchinson. Be a corner or something, but I do think the Packers need to get out of this division. And the Chicago Bears are Chicago Bears. I mean, I don't know. Their defense is absolutely horrible. Let's just put it that way to start this. I know I've been saying that a lot, but that's like my signature line. I'm sorry. Got to Caleb Williams right. I mean, he's looked okay, but it's nothing special. He's looked better than most people have been saying, but it's just nothing special. It's kind of just getting a ball out. He's hitting Rome Odunze at a good rate. He's also been not hitting DJ Moore, which I drafted in fantasy. Colson Loveland's done nothing in this offense so far, and Cole Kmet has been Cole Kmet. I mean, DeAndre Swift's been all right. It's just the Bears. They're not going to do anything. They're going to be bottom feeders the whole year. The National Football Conference South. We got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at 2-0 for like the 4th straight year. Good team, and they're going to get Godwin back in 2 weeks. They have Evans and Buka and then Godwin. McMillan's going to come back. They have Bucky Irving in the back for Rashad White at backup running back. Baker Mayfield under center. Decent offensive line. Good team. I mean, there's nothing. They have Kate Otten, who can definitely put up a good 100-yard game whenever he needs to. Good team. I don't see a problem with the team at all. 2-0, obviously. Yeah, they're probably going to win this division. This division's not great. The Atlanta Falcons, good offensive line. Bijan Robinson, big Bijan Robinson. Michael Penix just trying to find his footing in the league, it seems like. Inconsistent, but decent. He's nothing bad, nothing good. Drake London really did nothing the other day. Defense been all right. Just team is staying afloat the whole year. Another 9-8 team, 8-9. Just to be in that purgatory again. New Orleans Saints, absolutely terrible. Just terrible. Spencer Rattler is just pathetic. Just pathetic. Chris Olave is getting decent targets, but it's just I don't know. This is something on my desk right now. It's like my LED list is like stuff in them. I don't know what the heck is going on, but it's okay. It's okay. I don't even want to talk about the Saints. They're terrible. Carolina Panthers, I'll talk a little bit about them. They got Ted McMillan in the draft. Bryce Young under center, who basically was halfway out the league last year, and then he got subbed out for Andy Dalton, looked decent, and got a starting job back. You remember last year, people feeling bad for him. Like, he was awful last year at the beginning. But not doing bad at all. 0-2, another team is just not going to win. They might be looking for another quarterback. Probably the worst trade ever to get Bryce Young. Just too short. I don't know. Buccaneers are going to win the division. I think I already said that. And the last division, the NFC West. The San Francisco 49ers are 2-0 because their schedule's been terrible, and they've literally played the, Seattle and New Orleans, which are 2 decent teams. Purdy's out. He might play this week. Mac Jones did a good job. I can't lie. I can't complain. Mac Jones played a good game. McCaffrey could have done a little more, but it's all right. It's nothing to be worried about. I mean, Christian McCaffrey's Christian McCaffrey. Christian McCaffrey will be producing all year. Ricky Pearsall and Juwan Jennings played all right. The defense, led by Fred Warner, good team. Nothing bad about them. 2-0. The Arizona Cardinals, though. 2-0. This is a very interesting team to talk about. A lot of fans like to write off Kyler Murray and be like, he's not great at all. But Kyler Murray's always just been consistent, and it's not consistently bad. It's kind of just like consistently staying afloat. It's just another guy that just stays afloat. Like, he doesn't do bad, but he doesn't like do exceptionally well. Got to get the ball to Marvin Harrison Jr., though, because I think their offense will be at its apex when he's getting the football. James Conner and Trey Benson in the backfield, decent. They upgraded that defense in the offseason. Not surprised they're 2-0 to the slightest. Los Angeles Rams, getting Devontae Adams in the offseason definitely going to help. Puka Nacua still getting the ball like he always has. Matthew Stafford being that veteran quarterback, and they're also undefeated. I probably said it already, but I'm looking at the standings. 3 teams are 2-0 in the NFC West. That's what I'm trying to say. Defense is fine. Jared Verse, you know the drill. Had a good run last year. They can be a good team this year. And the Seattle Seahawks, Sam Darnold, got him the offseason. JSN's playing great. The loss of Metcalf. And Cooper Kupp, nothing special. That was to be expected, though. Metcalf was a better receiver, but Jackson Smith-Njigba really is going to become one of the premier wide receivers in this league. I was so high on him in fantasy this year. But I was going to say, who's going to win this division? I think it's going to be the 49ers just for the sole fact that they have a very easy schedule this year. Like, the easiest in football. So, yeah, that's all the teams here. I guess I'll look at stats real quickly. And there's the dog in the background. Shout out Chewy. Offensive leader for passing. I'll just read off the names. Russell Wilson, Daniel Jones, Justin Herbert, Jared Goff, Dak Prescott. I who would have thought Russell Wilson was going to be there, because besides Malik Neighbors, really people wrote off all the Giants receivers. Daniel Jones, an absolute surprise, and no one expected him to be doing what he's doing. With Justin Herbert's obviously expected. Jared Goff expected. Prescott, you wouldn't be surprised he was on that list. Rushing yard, Jonathan Taylor leading with 236. Travis Etienne with 214. Derrick Henry 192, even after he busted the other day. James Cook 176, 167 for Bijan Robinson. Besides Etienne, this list is pretty much nothing surprising. Etienne, though, been decent to start the year, but the fumbling problem better not come back. Receiving, Malik Neighbors leading the league with 238 receiving yards, followed by Jackson Smith-Njigba with 227, Lamb with 222, Puka Nacua with 221, Zay Flowers with 218. Nothing surprised about that list at all. Malik Neighbors is going to lead the league in targets this year. Absolutely can take the receiving crown this year. Defensive leaders, Bobby Okereke, the Giants with 26, Roquan Smith, Baltimore, 25, Tyrell Dodson, 22, Jordan Brooks, the Dolphins, 22, and Ed Cooper, another guy in the Packers defense, also with 22. It's the defense. Those are just all a lot of linebackers right there, tackling their running backs. Nothing surprising there again. With sacks, we got Myles Garrett with 3.5. Harold Landry III of my Patriots at 3.5. Carl Granderson of the Saints 3.5. Brian Burns of the Giants 3. And Jonah Luau with 3. Might pronounce it. He's on the Raiders. Myles Garrett leading, no surprise at all. The best defensive player in this league. Harold Landry, shout out Patriots, man. He's been very good. Carl Granderson, he's been doing it. He's a vet. Brian Burns, another vet. And Jonah Luau, I've never heard of him in my entire life. I can't lie. I'm not going to cap to you guys. And interceptions, we don't really have to go over interceptions because that's going to change a lot. And a lot of these guys are just ball hawks. But yeah, that will do it. Bills to offense tomorrow. Bills are going to kill them. I just depend on how much, but that'll be it for this video. Thank you very much for watching. Let's keep pushing 250, 12 away. Definitely going to be posting more. Podcast coming out soon. And shout out to the job I'm doing. I don't know why I said it like that, but talking on the radio, 88.1 FM, on my Instagram, WCWP, Sports Talk 5 to 6 on Mondays, actually tomorrow as well. By the time you're seeing this Thursday. I'm also a color commentator for D1 LIU football, so a lot of stuff to on my plate. But definitely we'll get to Morello Sports. I love doing this, and we all know that. That's what I want to do in my life, so always a pleasure. Any business inquiries, DM me, always. But thank you all for watching again. Appreciate you all, and we'll talk next video. Peace out. Yep.